Oh, I love it. I love it. It is basketball season. What a great matchup. Good job, guys, putting that together.
Thank
Just
you.
just to give you a sample of some of the training camps, opening training camps. Only a couple teams opened a few days ago, but most teams opened yesterday. And we got to start, because I got to ask y'all. I want to hear from Reeta. I want to hear from Natalie, because I got my own thoughts. I'm mourning the loss of my hair over the years. I had all the hairstyles. I had it all. I had dreads. I had cornrows. I had a fro. I had the Gumby. I had it all. High top, like everything.
They don't know what a Gumby is, Michael. You got to tell them.
Look it up. Google. I ain't telling them. No, Google.
Look at a Bobby Brown picture, and that's a Gumby.
Exactly. Bobby Brown, my prerogative, every little step I take, all that, okay? But I want y'all to tell me about Jimmy Butler and the hair. We got to start with the hair. Reeta first. Just your thoughts on the hair, the style. What's up?
It had a nice little shine to it, but I need somebody to go ahead and cut and trim them edges, because them split ends was killing me. Okay, you just can't do that to that man's hair and not give him a little trim. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that he went out there and got it, and it started off nice, right? But see, one thing Jimmy Butler learned was once that humidity hit, it's all downhill from there, and all the flaws is going to show up, and that's why we started seeing them split ends. So I would suggest to him, next time, tell that young lady to go ahead and just cut just a little bit off. Now, his braids look good today, but, the bulb wasn't bulbing no more after about an hour. So you got to get them split ends cut, friend.
Yes, cosign. Like, it's just like, you can't press your hair like that. You can't straighten it. I don't know if he relaxed it. I don't know what he did, but you cannot do that and then not trim it. Like, this was the consensus among Black women on Twitter when we talked about Jimmy Butler. So I co-sign Reeta.
You no blowouts and don't have it nice and trimmed. Come on, man.
I mean, it's great. It's really good. It's amazing to see. It tickles me. I love looking at it. So, Natalie, besides Jimmy Butler, there are lots of storylines in the NBA this year. What jumps out at you? What gets you excited for the 23-24 season?
Okay, well, I'm going to go away from my Warriors because, they get me excited, and I'll let y'all get to them when you're ready.
I see you got the color scheme. You got the color scheme
yes.
today.
And I'm rocking Loon because, he's so underrated as a big. But I think I'm going to do this one for Reeta because I know she is a Kevin Durant fan. So the Suns excite me as a story.
Really?
Yes, because, there's a lot of hype around them. And I mean, they're not in the top 2 Vegas odds, but they're up there in the odds. They're over the Lakers. They're over the Warriors. And I just want to understand what, the Suns have done to be ranked so high. I get it.
Isn't that it right there? Look at that trio.
Okay.
Okay. But who's playing beat? What is going on defense? I'm confused.
Listen, I think, especially, right, they lost Ayton. I am not convinced about Nurk and what he'll be able to do. He's a little slow-footed, right? I actually think he'll help them a little bit more on offense than, being, this great defender. So we'll see. And I just got to say, because we couldn't put it in the mashup, but, they lost DeAndre Ayton, and I wasn't high on Ayton, but he has this thing where he's, going around telling everybody, they call me dominating. Okay, no one calls him that. No one has ever called him that. Not a single person except the people that live in his head. So
right.
I need NBA players to stop giving themselves nicknames. Kobe was the only one who ever pulled it off successfully. We should just stop. No naming yourself.
That doesn't stop at players, because remember, LL Cool J tried to tell us that they call him Big Ellie, and we do not call him Big Ellie. Okay, so doesn't stop there.
But Uncle L stuck a little bit for LL. Uncle L.
Yes.
But Natalie, you're right with calling yourself a nickname. Remember Dwayne Wade wanted to be known as Wow? You remember this? He wanted to call
I
y'all don't remember. Y'all see? There it is. Okay, perfect example. Dude, your name is D Wade makes all the sense. We just gonna call you
That's right.
D Wade.
Yeah.
You can't go wow. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so weird.
Nicknames have to occur organically, you know? They have
agree,
to occur
100%.
organically.
Yes.
Okay, it seems like neither one of you is really impressed with the Suns and their ability to win a championship. But I keep hearing about, is it Milwaukee or Boston? Milwaukee or Boston in the East, and maybe for the whole thing. Do either of you buy that? And if you don't, because look at the Vegas says it's Celtics Bucks, and then last year's champion third. And obviously, if last year's champion is third, Vegas likes them coming out of the West. I see the Lakers and Warriors way down there. Mm-hmm. Do either of you see another contender outside of Celtics Bucks to win the whole thing?
I mean, wow, the fact that we're disrespecting Denver is funny to me because I still think that Jokic deserves all of his flowers. That he, to me, right now is the best player. But I understand the logic, right? Like, literally, how many days, guys, did we have to consume the Dame trade and then turned around and then Drew Holiday went to the Celtics, and then that kind of just changed how we probably viewed who was going to come out the East, right? Because, and Nat and I talked about this online, like, you know, this is a conversation. It feels like there's no excuses for the Bucks. Well, now they got an excuse, Nat. Drew went to the Celtics. They got an excuse.
They don't have no damn excuse. No,
They're gonna make it. They're gonna make one. They're gonna make an excuse now. And listen.
I'm not making no excuses. Others may give them excuses.
Right.
I am not giving any excuses.
But listen, and I said this: if that coach can just limit his watching of the town to 1 day a week, as opposed to watching it every day, this team is nasty. The Boston Celtics. That is a nasty team. That coach just got to limit his time of watching that movie The Town to just 1 day a week. I feel like that right now, the Boston Celtics look like that they are going to potentially be the at least Eastern Conference Finals contenders over the Milwaukee Bucks.
I agree. Let me say this. I think that Denver is being disrespected, and I feel their pain because after the Warriors won their first championship, they were not the favorites to win the next year. They had the Spurs and the Heat ahead of them, I believe. Not the Heat, the Cavaliers, right? So I think it is disrespectful. As much as people have been going on and on about Jokic being the best player in the league or arguably the best player in the league, and I think he is. Like, I think you have to have him in the top 1 or 2, right? So to say that and then what they did, I think it is disrespectful to have them third personally versus unproven teams. I, on paper, do like the Celtics a little bit more, admittedly, I do. But in a series with the Celtics and the Bucks will have the best player in that series, and he is the best player by a mile. He is a whole other tier above Jason Tatum. He's a whole, and that is the great equalizer in basketball, right? Like, if you have two teams that are really close, then to me, it's always come down to the team with the best player. So I'm not so sure, but I'm not giving them excuses if they lose to the Celtics.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.